Hello class, this is Dr. Randy Butler. Welcome to week 6, our halfway point for the term. We are going to go through the assignments for this week. We have 2 assignments. The discussion post 6.1 is focused primarily on the qualitative and quantitative analysis. Make sure you compare and contrast the quantitative versus the qualitative analysis, and discuss 2 situations that warrant only, and I will emphasize only, the use of the qualitative analysis. So make sure you focus on 2 specific examples there, qualitative analysis. In the engagement post, and many of you are losing points here because you're not fulfilling the requirement of the assignment. Here you're supposed to consider the next steps you would take as a project manager to assemble a group of experts to participate. Who would you select and why? Again, you know the rules: initial post by Thursday night, final post by Sunday night. So those should be pretty straightforward. Going into the city assignment 6.2, milestone 2, then we're going to change case studies for this particular milestone. You're required to use Ecotrans case study to complete milestone 2 paper. The case study is located in MindEdge module 6.07 through 6.07.4. If you use any other case study or create your own, it will be sent back to you as a 0. And this assignment value is equal to 150 points. So same process we did last time. There is missing data in this assignment, just like it was in the last one, in the last milestone. You are to assume that you are the project manager for this project. You add data based upon your best assumptions where it's needed. Do not repeat the case study back to me in your documentation. I don't want to, I know about the case study. You don't need to tell me that. You just need to take the information from the case study and apply it to this milestone paper. You may use the optional templates provided as examples, and this is really important. I put these templates together. They're very simple. They're straightforward. There are many other types of templates that you can use, and you're welcome to use them as long as they address the particular situation here. I've just put those in as like I said, something you can learn from. So make use of them as examples. Without examples, you will get needs improvement because it specifically asks for examples in the rubric. In each section, provide 1 or 2 paragraphs to describe the process and include examples. And again, the templates are considered examples, so please use them. Your submission must be in one document. The optional templates should be included in the sections. I do not want you to put an appendix at the back and put all the templates in the back. Include the templates right into the section that you're discussing. There is a video, which is down here, to tell you how that will address this and show you how to do that. Again, do not use an appendix or a separate files for submittal. One file only, and I will, if I get anything more than that, I will send it back. Again, the video's here. It's most of you used it last time in my class. I think that the submittals last time were outstanding. Keep, for milestone 1 that is, keep your paper organized with subheaders that align with the rubric. I provided you a paper submittal template, which is right here, for you to organize your work with, to keep you focused on the assignment. Now let's walk through the template real quickly. The matrix, I'm sorry. The first requirement here under project plan is to determine the business requirements for successful development of the project. Justify your choices. And I'm going to tell you right now, there is not anything in MindEdge that addresses this question. You're going to have to go out for outside sources. So identify the business requirements in this case study and just list them and talk a little bit about how you and justify why you chose them as a business requirement. And the reason I say that because in section C below, you're required to list them out. And B, establish who will provide the business requirements, what approach will be used to solicit the requirements from the subject matter experts. Here you're talking about who are the stakeholders that will provide the requirements. So specifically, you want to, we had a stakeholder registry last time. I'm not asking you to create that here. If you want to bring something forward like that to identify the stakeholders that will provide the requirements, and particularly, I want to know how you're going to solicit the requirements. There's several different approaches. There's focus meetings. There's one-on-one interviews. There's several ways that you can do this. So come up with a good understanding and be able to put it into the paper of how you're doing that. In section C, they categorize and organize the business requirements in a standard requirements template. This is pretty much straightforward. You're going to take the requirements you identified up here in A and take them down and put them in this template. And I'm just going to open the template up for you real quickly. This is the requirements template matrix that I've created for you. Just take, like I said, from section A, bring it down, and come up with a requirement number. That's something that you would create. Describe the business requirement and describe the priority of that business requirement here as high, medium, or low. Like I said, if you have something that's better and you feel more comfortable with it, that's fine. You can use it as part. But the main thing here, we're trying to determine the business requirements and how they fit into the project from a priority perspective. Going back down to the matrix, item D is explain why the format for capturing requirements is important to the overall success of the project. Why would we consider requirements traceability? So here again is another example of discussing requirements traceability in the project and how important it is to set that matrix up. I'm not requiring here a template. If you want to create a traceability matrix, that's great. It will help you understand the importance of it and how it all fits together. And then we got three areas, E, F, and G, and these all deal with creating the project schedule. Item E says leveraging the business requirements, translate these requirements into a project schedule using standard project management software. Now, this is a little misleading here. I've actually created an Excel spreadsheet you can do the same in if you want to use that. There are several softwares that you can use. If you have a copy of MS Project, you can get that. I believe the school has a license that you can get to use free. I'll look into that and post it on an announcement later this week. But what I use personally, I've started using Smartsheet, which is a fairly inexpensive project management software. In fact, you can do a 30-day trial free, which might be good for this class just to complete the assignments. But it's really easy to use and straightforward, so you might consider that one. Or, like I said, you can use these particular milestone projects. What you're going to do is you need to discuss the process again in a one or two paragraphs, and then put the activities. And you're going to have to be creative here. There's not a whole lot in the case study, but you can be creative in creating some of the ideas associated with the business requirements. So let me open this up here. Bring it over, and this is part E. I've got a few things you probably want to straighten up some of my mess there, but some columns are out. But you would list the milestones in the project and kind of do it's a little bit like a high level project schedule. You don't have to have specific dates. You can do it by weeks or through the months is fine. But it showed me that you know how to do some type of scheduling here where you're looking at the beginning of the project and the activities associated with that. So list maybe 10 activities in here that you see are important to the project and put them in the schedule. Okay, let's go on to the next one. F is the estimate the duration of the project task using common business knowledge and assign resources to complete each task. Here you can take the same project schedule I've created up here. Make sure you discuss this process in 1 to 2 paragraphs of how you're doing it, and then use the template as an example. So let me open this template up. Okay, taking a quick look at the template. This is part F again. Now we're going to add the duration here and the resource that is assigned to it, and be able to take the same schedule out based upon these additional items here to indicate. Like I said, if you want to use Smartsheet, Microsoft Project, or any other software that is equivalent, that's fine. The easiest thing is to use this spreadsheet here, so it can be done pretty quickly. Now let me close this up here and go back to the matrix. Next we have part G, where we refine your estimate of the project cost based upon the duration of the task and resources needed. This is the same thing. Now we've taken F and we've added formulas in here to compute the cost. And let me open that up. Okay, and here's the final one with you bring the previous one over with a resource assigned, your duration. You can come up with a labor rate per hour. As you can see in the new estimated cost, I actually have included a simple formula, C4 times D4, which would be the duration times the labor rate per day gives a new estimated cost. Again, make sure you provide a paragraph or two associated with this, talking about the process needed for this and the reason you're doing it. Now we go into the project execution process, and it's asking you in A to determine the best implementation approach, agile or waterfall project. And there is a discussion, I believe, in MindEdge that talks about this. And do this based upon the organizational structure. Provide examples to support your rationale. So you need to discuss what the waterfall method is and what the agile method are. What the agile method is, and be able to come back with advantages and disadvantages, and make a recommendation. What do you think this particular project should be, waterfall or agile? And there's no template associated with that. Next is talking about how the project schedule can be resource leveled, fast tracked, or crashed if needed based upon execution results. That means when you're getting behind with a project, there's a method called crashing, which is specifically focused on adding more resources to the project. Fast tracking is doing some schedule changes in order to make it happen. It's usually a lower cost method. And resource leveling is basically using idle resources to do other parts of the project. You need to discuss all three and then make a recommendation on which one to use. And then finally, we have the communication process approaches and the frequency that should be used to keep the leadership apprised of the project execution. And include examples. Well, here again, I provided you a template for the examples. So be sure you discuss a good paragraph or so of the communication process. used in management, and talk about the frequency, type of communication, etc. It's pretty well defined in Mine Edge. And then let me open this last template up. And this is the communication template requirement. Basically, again, you're probably going to have to come up with some specific things of your own as a project manager, some assumptions here, especially some of the time frames and communication title, the member that's receiving the report, who's responsible for how it's going to be shared, who is responsible to produce the communication, and again, the frequency here. So these are very important parts of the communication process, and a plan needs to be created for every project. That pretty well covers week 6.2. If you have any questions, please contact me or one of the instructors that's using this video, and they can help you through the final process. So um, good luck, and we'll see you on the next video, which will be assignment 9-1. Thanks.